Hi Cancer, welcome to your Harsh Truth reading for November 2018. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below. The High Priestess. So this could be you or it could be Pisces because we got those moons there. This is about connecting with your higher power, listening, going within and listening. This is about mystery, the unknown, not knowing what's going to happen. Maybe subconscious issues are coming up, but this is kind of like the moon in that it's just unclear. However, this could be a source of intuition where the moon is about confusion. This is about intuition and connecting to source. Knight of Pentacles reversed. Ace of Rods reversed, or Wands. Ace of Cups. Nine of Swords. Justice. King of Cups. I will clarify where it makes sense to do so. All right, so we've got, this could be Libra, by the way. So what you want to be true is that maybe the relationship is just stuck. Maybe someone's being stubborn. Maybe we're just at a holding pattern. It's not progressing because, there's not a whole lot happening in the relationship. It's just what couples go through. We're just bored with each other. Or there's not a lot of movement because of certain circumstances. Or someone's just being stubborn or immature, right? This speaks to nights typically are about extremes and about timing for me. So this speaks to any number of those situations that could be preventing a feeling of stability or security in this relationship. What you don't want to be true is that there's no longer any passion or interest for this relationship. Okay, you'd rather you're kind of in a stuck holding period, or it's just things have gotten stale and you can spice it up. You don't want it to be that there's nothing more for either of you in this relationship. What is true is that there is a love there. Awesome. There's a love there. I don't want to clarify that. I don't want to jinx it. Cancer. I don't want to mess it up because it's like, oh, and then there's cheating. No, let's just leave it alone. It's pretty clear what these are, so I'm going to leave those alone. Nine of Swords. What you want to happen? Why? This is is this conversations you want to be? Huh? Have you broken up with somebody? Is this a Cancer or Pisces you're thinking about? You've broken up and you're thinking, I'm hoping this is temporary. I hope they're just being stubborn. And then we've got this fear that, hey, what if there's just no more love or interest or passion, or we're not exciting to each other anymore. But there's a love there. So why the anxiety? What you want to happen? Why? You got this anxiety. What? This is the Nightmare card. Why? Oh. Okay, all right. So if you've broken up, or you're just, it is stale. There's not much excitement. There's not much movement. You're really worried about that. Either you've broken up with this person, they're on your mind. You're really hoping it's just a situational thing rather than it being, and it's okay because it is. There's a love there. But this is you being worried, wondering about that, not knowing what to do. And you really want to do the right thing. You want your partner to do the right thing, and you don't want to fight anymore. You're ready to give up. You're ready to just acquiesce, but you're really hoping you don't have to. I think that's what the anxiety is that you don't want to have to compromise, or what you think would be compromising who you are to make the relationship work, because there is an element of things being kind of stubborn here. So you want the right thing to be done, but you don't want it to have to be at your expense. Okay, you're feeling a little self-protective, maybe a little defensive, but you want to do the right thing. You love the person, they love you. You just don't want to have to compromise who you are. Okay, and this is bothering you. Don't want to be cut off. That's for sure. What's this Justice card about? is what you don't want. You don't want justice. Is it that you don't want to have to say you're sorry? What? This is Justice card. Are you being stubborn, Cancer? What's going on? Is it that you don't want it to be right that you're apart? You don't want that to be the right decision, that you are apart, or that you're taking this time? So we've got... Because usually these are complementary and in sync. But right here we've got, okay, we don't want there to be a passionless relationship or that we've lost interest in each other. And yet here we've got Libra doing the right thing or being accountable. So you don't want... What is that? Cause and effect, truth, accountability. What else? We got the Queen of Wands here, who's normally associated with not staying with one person. You know, he or she could just be wanting to live it up and not be committed or attached, and lots of relationships, lots of interactions, and there is not that offer. That's what it is. You don't want the right thing to be that you two shouldn't be together, that this is not love. You don't want to do the right thing. This is about doing the right thing. This is about doing the right thing. You don't want the right thing to be about not being with this person and not having this love offer, not having this love. There's something that has happened that has made you question that, aside from that, okay, aside from this being not stable or not secure, maybe you're stuck, maybe things are boring, this and that. You don't want, if this is boring and not interesting anymore, you don't want somebody to go out there and try to find interesting. You don't want them to go out there and try to find passion again. This is speaking to an affair without any love or feeling. It's just somebody doing the physical act of it because... And yet, this is about justice. Why? This is about accountability. This is cause and effect. That's what it is. You don't want them to be tempted. You don't want them to be put in a position where they're tempted and then they follow through with that temptation. And it has nothing to do with love. It's just a petty, or not petty, it's just an immature act of, you know, if you're in this committed relationship, it's an immature act of wanting to get their needs met, because right here it could be that you're not getting your needs met, okay? That you've just hit that slump. If you are apart, then this is about someone doing what they're going to do when they're single, and it being fair to do so because you're not connected, right? But you don't want that to happen. Okay, this still is kind of messy. I think if you're connected, this is cause and effect. Like, basically they're not getting their needs met. They need to get their needs met. They step out on the relationship. This is okay and fair to do if you're not connected. But if you are connected, this speaks to cause and effect, not fairness. Okay, so yeah, wow. All right. So we've got that. Okay. Well, look at that. King of Cups. Look at that. There is a love there, and the King of Cups. This could be Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. So it's like you're worrying. It's like you're worrying, Cancer. Why are you worried? This is King of Cups. I don't want to clarify that, because it's like, you know what? You've hit a slump, or you're not talking. You're broken up, right? You don't want there to be a lack of interest or passion in this relationship. Okay, either scenario. But there's a love there. You want the right thing to be done, but you are feeling a bit self-protective. You don't want to have to compromise. Maybe you don't want to have to say you're sorry. Okay, it might be the right thing to do is say you're sorry. Maybe you're acting like a diva and you don't want to, and you're being petty and immature, and you need to turn around and offer that cup of love. It could be that you're not connected, and it would be fair, even though you don't want it to be, but it's perfectly reasonable for you to not be, you know, if you're not connected with this person, for this person to go out and get their physical needs met. It has nothing to do with love. They're just getting their needs met, okay? It could be fair of them to do so. If you are connected and there's needs not being met, it could be that this causes them to turn around and have a dalliance or whatnot because they wanted their needs met. Do you see what I'm saying? This could also be cause and effect, okay? So this one's tricky, but there you go. Anyway, there's a whole lot of worry here, and there doesn't need to be because there's a love there. This is actually going to, I don't know how, but it's going to work out in your favor, this relationship. It's like there's a lot of worry for nothing here. I don't want to clarify this, honestly, because I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to, it's not about eating my words. It's that you're really worried about this, and you needn't be. And if I add more details, you might be of the mind like, well, that doesn't resonate with me. Or what about, no, calm down. The point is, it's going to be okay. There is a love there. You're needlessly worrying, okay? All right, let's pull. What does Cancer need to know? Make it something good because they're worried. What does Cancer need to know? What does Cancer need to know? Okay. This is about solitude, loneliness, isolation. This is so it feels really good to have time to yourself and to think about things and to figure things out. And this is speaking to if you are on a break, or maybe you've grown distant in the relationship. Okay, be careful that it does not become uncontrolled isolation. Okay, so this is. It's fine to take that time to think and to really, but when you start not doing self-care, when you start not taking care of your mental health, when you start not doing things, and it's not like everybody has all these hours in the day to do so, but you need to find a way for balance, because when the fact that you're really worried about this, for the Cancers that I'm reading for, you have a tendency to go inward and close off and get that really hard shell around you, and nothing's getting in, nothing's getting out. And that could lead to, first we're seeking solace, and then all of a sudden it leads to uncontrolled isolation and reclusiveness and just feeling like, and all this worry that's happening right here. You need to snap out of it. You need to step out of that. That's not healthy. It's certainly not healthy for this connection if it is still viable for you. It's one thing to take time to think about things. It's another thing to get to fall down that rabbit hole, on the off chance too, you don't want to have to hear any apologies for someone like, well, I'm sorry, I stepped out on the relationship. It had nothing to do with love. You don't want to hear that. That it could be that also. That, you want the right thing to be done, but then you don't want it to be about, I don't want to know that you cheated on me. Or I don't want to hear that while we were apart, you cheated on me. Because it's not really cheating if you're apart, but okay, you get the idea. It's just so weird, isn't it? We got Justice, and then we got the Queen of Wands reversed, and we got the Page of Cups. Trilogy of Light, balance. There needs to be balance. Connect to source, go within. Instead of this, turn this into this, okay? Because this is about just being in a, mentally imprisoned because you're so consumed and worried about what's going on. And instead of, worry is like a horrible wish for the future, right? So instead of calming down and listening and being like, all right, and I know it's not that simple. I'm not saying calm down, no, but this is spending a lot of time thinking about something that causes you a lot of worry. This is spending a lot of time letting things I want to say bubble up from the soul, but this is spending a lot of time in contemplation and meditation and connecting to source, whereas this is just going round and round and round in your head, okay? So if you can shift the gears to, instead of just spinning and worrying about all these outcomes, and see if you can get still enough to listen and connect to source, okay? And see what your gut says, what your instinct, what your inner wisdom says, all right? This is also speaking for a need for balance. We got the chakra imagery there, so it's about also finding balance. I hate saying, well, calm down, but there's a lot of worry here. You need to be able to find some semblance of peace, or just calmness, because it's getting to the point where it's not productive anymore. This is productive. This is not at what's going on here. Oh, Lost love, surrender, healing, and release. Okay, you're worried about that. This is, I think the Cancers that I'm reading for, you're either afraid of a breakup, you're growing distant in the relationship, or you have been broken up. And there's a reconciliation, but it hasn't happened yet. Can I just point this out? Do you see these two numbers here, the 35 and the 35? You see that? Okay, so there's a love there, and looks like a reconciliation's coming. It just hasn't happened yet. But before it happens, you need to come full circle with a few things. You're still not, and I don't know what it is, but there's something that you're really worked up over something. Maybe it's this relationship. I mean, if you love them, that would make sense, right? If there's a strong love there. Keep in mind that this, do you see how solitary this is? So this could be, you need more time to balance. You need more time to think, to, instead of thinking and worrying, you need more time to listen and go inward and just let things be for now, because you're not going to be any good to the relationship or the person while you're like this. And I'm not chastising, there's no shade, no judgment, just saying that there's still something unfinished with you. You still need time to think. And getting back together with that person when you're like this is not going to pull you out of it. It's just going to, it's like you're still shell-shocked and you need to process or something, because you're still going to be distant if you do reconnect with that person. So that's got to come full circle before a reconnection can take place, okay? So it does look like there's this reconciliation here, because we've got the need to balance, we've got being reclusive and teetering on isolating ourselves versus just taking time for ourselves. We got worry over this situation, but we got this love here, and right now you're feeling the loss of it, but I think it's about you having to process that full circle before you can reconnect or start talking to that person again. I think this hit you really hard, and you know, it seems like, well, if I could just talk to them again, or if we could just get back together, it would help. But in actuality, something's taken place, and it very well could have been this, the cheating. Okay, it's taken place. Something's happened to where you're wanting to be alone, and there's a lot of worry. And whatever it is, that has to get processed out before you can reconnect with this person. Okay? How many more times I gotta say that? All right. I tend to get redundant after a while. I am stopping talking now. Cancer, do not worry. It's going to be okay. Looks like a reconciliation's coming. Don't know when, but just keep doing the mental work. Not driving yourself crazy, but just please try to go inward and connect to source instead of worrying, okay? I think there's a call for that and balance, okay? Don't worry about the love. It's coming back, but you need to shore things up and regain your balance in your center, okay? All right. That is your harsh truth for November 2018, Cancer. I hope this was helpful. Please know that everything's going to be okay, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Take care.